And that's not true. Don't be afraid to speak your reality. So talk what you can do, and then if they say that is not available, you ask them what next is available and see if you can fit into it. But don't tell people you want anything job, right? So don't do that. The other thing I want us to talk about this evening is that I have come to realize, because of some happenings that have been going on in the public atmosphere right here in Jamaica, and it becomes public, so everybody talking about it, that our moral guidance and our lifestyle choices, if they are not right, they get into public mischief and trouble. All right. So, and I just want to say to us, especially those of us who are in relationships and we are married, when you go out there and you're behave like you're married, and be careful of the things you do. And for goodness sake, if you're going to do something wrong, I don't know why you need to video it. Can't you just keep the memory in your head and work with it? Right. So that is one of the things I want to flag. And the other thing, I remember when we were going to high school, if we're ever seen chewing even bubble gum on the road in our uniform, we are in trouble. If we are going to go to the supermarket or market before we go home, if our parents are sending us, we had to take a letter to school to say to the principal or whoever is over us, or a form teacher, that this is the situation, or else you're in trouble. You normally have to respect your uniform. And if you have on anything that mark the company you work with, in a time, I knew you had to behave a little differently, because you can be recognized and identified to your company, and you don't want to bring your company down. So I'm saying to us, be careful. Be careful when you go out there, right? And based on some things that have been happening in our community, I am right here from Healing Moments and Wellness in Motion. We're seeking you support. We're asking you as a people in the communities in which you are, if you know of persons who are being affected by domestic violence, do what you can to help the situation. Help keep our sisters and our brothers alive and out of prison, and keep our children safe. We need all of us to work together to save all of us. And so this is one of the things I'm calling upon us to do. Please pay attention to your children, to your neighbors. Help somebody just because you have human love in you. I know we like to make excuses. We do things it's because we are human. Hello. All of us are humans. None of us are superheroes nor supernatural beings. So therefore, guidance is provided by God to help each of us to help each other. So let's put that into practice. And if you know of any organizations that are out there that are providing care and support wherever you are, give to these organizations. Provide the support that people need, so that we all can live together and we all can eat and our children can be taken care of. Yes. All right. So that's my little talk for us for the evening. Miss Julia says my little sermon. So guess what? Now I want us to listen to God Be the Glory. And while we listen to this, we'll get ready to bring my guest on for this evening.
To God be the glory, great things He has done. So loved He the world that He gave us His Son, who yielded His life an atonement for sin, and opened the life gate that all may go in. Praise the Lord, praise the Lord, let the earth hear His voice. Praise the Lord, let the people rejoice. Come to the Father, to Jesus the Son, and give Him the glory, great things He hath done. Oh, perfect redemption, the purchase of blood, to every believer, the promise of God. believes that moment from Jesus a pardon receives. Praise the Lord, praise the Lord, let the earth hear his voice. Praise the Lord, praise the Lord, let the people rejoice. Oh God, to the Father, through Jesus the Son, and give him the glory, great things he hath done. Great things he hath told us, great things he hath done, and great our rejoicing through Jesus the Son. But newer and higher and greater will be our honor, our worship, when Jesus we sing. Praise the Lord, let the earth hear his voice. Praise the Lord, let the people rejoice. Oh God, to the Father, to Jesus.
Good evening. Welcome back. Welcome back. And yes, I told you I have an interesting guest in studio with me this evening. Her name is Camille McIntosh. She is an inspirational holistic lifestyle coach and so much more. How did I meet this young lady? I met this young lady when I am in the process of trying to become a better me. So I started a training program called Medical Missionary Training. And she is one of the key persons behind the training. And that is how I met her. So people, I continue to invest and grow in myself, and I encourage you to do the same thing. So this evening, Camille, good to have you on with us. How are you?
I am great, and thank you for having me.
Yes, so tell us a little bit about who Camille is.
Who Camille is?
Yes.
Camille is a registered nurse.
Mhm.
I am a midwife. I'm also a critical care trained nurse. I did also nurse management, so I'm a nurse manager.
Okay.
I am a Christian,
Yes.
and I am a medical missionary.
Amen.
And my new title?
Yes.
I'm an inspirational, holistic lifestyle coach.
Amen. And you see, brethren, as you serve the Lord and you decide to do his work, he expands who you are, right? He expands who you are. And so this evening I have Camille in studio with me, and she is going to talk a little bit to us about what does it mean to live a holistic wellness lifestyle. And she's going to give us a little bit of, is it just eating vegetables and fruits, and or is it more than that? So Camille, when you say you do medical missionary and you encourage people to live holistic lifestyle, what are we really talking about?
Well, what we're talking about is teaching persons how to become healthy and how to remain healthy. Now, I've been a nurse for 21 years.
Wow, you don't look it.
So, so I have seen a lot of things. I'm being a critical care trained nurse. I have seen a lot of things. I've worked at many of our local hospitals in town, and I know what sickness looks like.
I can just imagine.
When I first learned of this training myself and I began to get involved in it, I realized that health is more broader. I mean, they tell you that in nursing school, they says health is a continuum. It starts from 0, and if it doesn't reach to the end, you're not healthy.
Okay.
So, as student nurse, we used to say, oh, we're having a headache, means we're not healthy, so we can't come to school. And things like that. But it really is. And a lot of times person believe we do not understand the holistic nature of health. Health is very spiritual. And just not being in tune with your family members, your co-workers, just not being in tune with yourself can make you sick.
True.
We have a lot of persons who are sick because they're stressed. They're not comfortable with who they are. They have done some evil and it's bothering them and it's causing them to be sick. They have been hurt.
Yes, emotional hurt.
And they're not forgiving. Oh, I want to wring that person's neck. They're not forgiving.
Yes.
And it's causing them to be sick. Yes. They're a warrior. Where am I going to get the food? What's happening with my husband? What's happening with my child? Mommy don't love me. They're just worrying. And this is causing sickness.
Yes.
It's causing so many sickness. It's unbelievable. And being in the healthcare facility, we are used to treating symptoms.
Yes.
And not addressing the issue. And that's why I love being a medical missionary.
That's why I like it too.
Because it looks at the holistic person. When you have to deal with somebody and you just have to say, well, maybe the reason why you're not sleeping is because you haven't forgiven somebody.
Yes. When I tell clients that you are not well because you have some pent-up emotion, they say, what does it have to do with the pain in my foot? Or why I can't walk? And as somebody told me today, she having so much nerve pain, she can hardly move. And I'm saying to her, you need to deal with the emotional and the spiritual that you can heal at the physical level. And she's saying, that sounds like some mumbo jumbo. I'm going to take my tablet.
And you find that every day.
Yes.
Persons, but in our training and what we educate our clients on is that we don't use natural medicine as a pill. There must be a lifestyle change.
It's a lifestyle.
And oftentimes people want to depend on herbs and diet. That's going to fix them. It's not going to fix them. It's going to diminish your symptoms, just as though the pill that the doctors would give you is going to diminish your symptom. But you are still sick. And as soon as your body is not able to manage, another symptom is going to arise.
Yes.
When you change your lifestyle, you change how you think, you change your outlook on life, healing begins.
Come.
Yeah.
And so before we even go to, there's a term that I really have fallen in love with. I used to say, whenever time you are sick, it's because of a reason. Something is wrong inside and the body is crying out. But I learned a new term. I like the way it is said. And I don't know if you know what I'm thinking. So let me see if you know what I'm thinking. What am I thinking?
You're thinking about disease is an effort of nature.
Right.
To free the system of the conditions that has been violated by the body.
Yes. Because I have said it to Julia before that illness is a way of the body saying, I could have dropped down dead, but I didn't warn you first.
Yes. Yes.
Right, that is always my term. But then when I did the training, it is nicely packaged. There's another terminology that I like, the one about disease causeless, that one there.
Okay, it says the curse caused shall not come, which means that disease never comes without a cause.
Yes, always a cause.
Once you are sick, once there's a symptom, it is for a reason. There's something that the body is handling and it's giving you a warning. It is saying, hey, something is going on. Listen to me. It doesn't matter. The slightest of symptoms, a little stuffy nose, a little snivel, a little headache, a little twitch in the belly, a little something. It is saying to you, hey, pay attention to me. There's something going on. I'm dealing with some issues here. Pay attention to me.
Yes. Yes. And I believe that 100%. I am a cancer survivor. And I did not do chemotherapy, no radiation.
Praise God.
I did need a surgery to remove the tumor from my head. So I removed the tumor and then I did some antibiotics in the beginning because, doctors have to be careful. So they give you the antibiotics that, if anything, they are not responsible. And then I had to create my lifestyle wellness program.
Yes.
Because at that time, we didn't have a lot of persons in Jamaica who were doing this. And the very few who were doing it were they could not afford it in those days. It was
Yes.
extremely expensive. So I had to do a lifestyle transformation for my healing process. And I kind of, this you learn on the job. I kind of learned on the job in creating my own wellness.
Right.
One of the challenges we face though, as wellness, when we heal by using the holistic lifestyle, sometimes when we get well, what do?
You go back to where you began.
Yes, and we have to start the journey all over again. So I have not really gone all the way back, but there are a lot of things that I started to do again, and start to get too tired, eat too late. Simple things like these.
Yeah.
Throw the body off.
Throw the body off. I was on our way here. I was saying to someone that it's so amazing. We're awesome. God has given us an awesome body.
Oh yes.
This is a magnificent piece of machinery.
Yes.
And I was relating a story that Dr. Lamley has reported to me, because I wasn't there with her at that time, about a lady who could not sleep.
Mm-hmm.
She just couldn't sleep, and her son had the same issues, and they couldn't find out. Well, based on the assessment, we knew that there was some violation.
Yes.
There was something that she's not doing. And a simple thing like breathing pure air.
Yes, as simple
She
as
would
that.
not open her windows.
Mm-hmm.
She feared a thief, duppy, gunman, and lizard. The
Yes.
lizard was on the top,
Lizard is normally at the top of the
yes,
list.
the lizards and the mosquitoes,
Mm-hmm.
But of course, you have to throw in the other things
Yes.
to make it not look so bad.
Yes.
And they had a struggle dealing with this lady. This lady would call almost every day, I'm told, that I didn't sleep last night.
Mm-hmm.
And you said, but we teach our clients that healing is based on your obedience to the things that we
Amen.
advise you.
And holistic healing is also a journey, not an event.
It is. It's not an event. You have spent a lifetime of mashing up your body.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to take a while to recover.
Amen. That is so true. It's gonna take you a little bit of time. Sometimes it's gonna take the rest of your life to put life into your life.
Sometimes. And the amazing thing with this story is that the night the lady decided that, all right, well, if me dead, I'll go and sleep with the window open.
Yes.
They did not hear from her again
Mm-hmm.
for a couple of days.
Yes.
And when they called to
she
inquire, what's happening? Because
Mm-hmm.
she said she left saying that if me dead, me dead.
Yes.
Right?
You don't know if she dead, can I hear from her?
So when they called to inquire what was happening,
Mm-hmm.
the lady was embarrassed because she overslept in pure, fresh air.
A simple thing.
A
as
simple thing
air.
as that.
Yes.
And it caused insomnia,
Mm-hmm.
that is inability to sleep, her headache, constant headache, and all those things that was affecting her job. If she had just meshed the window, forget about the mosquito and the lizard, she would have not been going through all of those things.
It's true.
And so there are simple things that we can do, but we must learn to change the lifestyle.
It is a lifestyle transformation.
It is a lifestyle
process.
transformation. It is not a fix it, quick fix.
It's not an
business.
event. It's not
always like that.
And popping pills. And one of the things we want our clients to understand, popping pills stop the pain right this minute. But the pain is going to come back.
No, the pain is not going to come back. The pain is still there.
Well, yeah, but they're not feeling it.
You're not feeling the pain,
but it is still there.
The pill has blocked the pathway.
Yes.
And it has blocked the pathway, so you're not feeling the pain. But the pain is still there.
Yes.
The injury is still being done
to
your body, but you are no longer able to feel it. And while some persons may be okay with that, look at it. If there's a jackhammer digging at your hand, you are not feeling the pain, but it's digging. What's going to happen?
You're going to lose that hand
You're
eventually.
going to lose the hand. And so that is the reason why we can't rely on these medications that's going to block the sense, that's going to stop the pain. You want to know what symptoms you're having. You want to know the symptoms because
and the why.
So that you can make lifestyle changes. You hear that word again?
Yes.
Lifestyle changes so that you can actually become well.
I want us to focus a little bit on one lifestyle habit that is causing a whole host of other illnesses that a lot of people overlook. This thing of stress and overtired, and then you're not sleeping, and then you have the other illnesses that the body start to present. And most times you go to the doctor and you're having a foot ache, and they're going to send you to do a 101 blood test, and they come back and they can't figure out why, or they treat you for something else and you're dead and gone from the side effects of the treatment.
Yes.
While dealing with your stressors would have made you well.
That's a hard one. There's no cure for stress.
None.
Except you
More than
trusting in
lifestyle.
God. Yeah. Lifestyle. But you have to trust God.
Only.
And I listened to something recently. We don't like to wait on God.
We don't like to wait for
We don't like to wait. Waiting is horrible.
Mm-hmm.
You want to get the job? No. You want to be married? No. You want to be pregnant? No. You want to pass the test? No. It's no.
Yes.
But life is not no. Life is a continuum.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't happen no. It happens over a period of
time.
moments.
Yes.
Right? So when we stress, when we worry, because stress is just such a broad word to cover so many different things.
Yes, so many of the emotional challenges.
Worrying, there's so many things that cause us stress.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And when we are stressed, there's so many different things that can happen to you. You're not sleeping, and because you're not sleeping, you begin to get overweight, and your blood pressure starts to go up, and you're wondering what is happening. And God forbid you were diabetic before. Now the diabetes is going to go out of whack.
Yes.
And this is going to pull in other stuff. Your kidneys are going out of whack because the system now can't deal with the blood pressure and the sugar and the stress.
You mentioned an organ right there that is so important to our entire system. And that is one of the things. A lot of us are killing our kidneys.
Yes.
And allowing them to die and leave us.
Yes.
Because of the things we are putting into our body to treat the shortcuts to wellness that we are trying to create.
Yes.
It's also giving us a side effect of destroying our kidneys. And I normally say to my family and friends, my kidney dead left me. So I am careful of how I eat, when I eat. For me, I noticed in our training we were told about eating 2 meals per day.
Yes.
And persons were having problems. I said, Lord, me can't talk 2 times a day. Mm-hmm. And I was laughing to myself. You know, I don't talk a lot in class. But I was laughing to myself. And I said, I'm not crying about eating. Can't eat 2 times a day. Sometimes I only eat 1 time for the day. Mm-hmm. And I was not doing it because I'm practicing wellness. Yes. I'm doing it because I not eating and not careful. Mm-hmm. So I don't eat breakfast. By lunchtime come, I don't really feel so hungry. But by dinner time come, I say, make sure me eat before me go to my bed. So and then I would have 1 meal for the day. I have friends would remind me that you need to eat. And so I was laughing to myself. You guys complain that you can't live on 2 meals a day. But I use 1 a meal a day.
You understand?
But I wasn't using even the 1 in the right way.
Right.
Talk to us a little bit about that.
It's amazing that you mentioned that organ, because it's affected by stress as well.
Oh yes.
And we do have a lot of persons who come down with kidney issues because of stress. But when you do a lifestyle change and you begin, one of the main reasons we promote a 2-meal plan is because the next organ that is so abused is your stomach.
Oh child.
Some people only have a 1 meal, because they have a seafood diet. So them see it, so them eat it. Your stomach cannot get any rest. And if your stomach doesn't get any rest, you cannot get health. There's a saying that says there's no good health, or there's no health without good gut health.
Yes.
Health begins in the gut. And if a stress, you should never eat when you're upset. when you're worrying,
Angry.
and when you're angry, because digestion does not work well in those emotional conditions,
No.
right? And there's so many different reasons you can cause inflammation in the system. You have a lot of gastric issues, people with GERD, people with. I had a gentleman this week who he has having severe stomach issues, stomach pain, and I said to him, sir, I don't know what else to do with you. You need to go on a fast.
Mhm. You
No,
can-
first I told him that I want you to bear the pain. Open your Bible, read the Psalms, and thank the Lord that you can feel the pain. The fact that you are feeling the pain means you're alive.
And there's hope.
So, and there's hope. So
Yes.
thank the Lord that you can feel the pain.
Mhm.
And then I said to him, "Say, can't bear that." I said, okay, then. You're going to go on the fast where you're going to have nothing. You're going to rest the stomach for 3 days. Him say, can't manage that. But I'm saying to you, sir, this stomach problem that you're having, your stomach need rest.
Mhm.
And if you continue to put the stuff in the stomach, you're going to have the same problem. I say, if you went into a hospital, they would give you no food. They would put an IV line in your arm,
Yes.
and they would give you drip or saline. Right?
At the most, they put at you.
And you would not have anything. Him
To
say, well,
eat.
at least you would have get something for the pain. I said, not in all cases.
And they don't normally get adequate something for the pain either. But I was telling a client today, it is better to feel the pain as you transition than to be taking the painkillers.
You have to ride through the storm. Sickness,
Yes.
any sickness is a learning tool.
Mhm.
It's a way for you to learn from your body what it is saying to you, and it's a way for you to learn how to get well.
Yes.
It teaches you great things about what your body needs and how to connect with God who created you.
Yes.
He has given us guidelines that if we follow them, health will be at our door.
Mm-hmm.
But we are not consistent. We are not willing to do the lifestyle changes.
Mhm.
We want a quick fix. And the quick fix is going to take us closer to the grave than we think.
And faster. And there, okay, I want us to do a little thing now. We spoke of air just now
Yes.
and the benefits of having pure, clean, fresh air in our system. So when I am guiding my clients to on a wellness journey, there are some steps I normally take before I get to even nutrition is normally touched depending on quickly depending on how ill the person is.
Right.
And if you need a immediate action, you have to say immediately cut that off or cut that off. But normally I do a journey.
It is
a journey to wellness because I find that people will adapt easier. And I have also been hearing that in the medical missionary training that I'm doing. So I know that I was on the right path and I remain on the right path. So normally after air, I normally do something else. What would you normally do?
I would normally do sunlight.
Amen.
And sunlight,
Yes.
those two is those are prime benefits, for
Yes.
our time. With all this COVID thing going on,
Mhm.
pure air and sunlight is key to boost the immune system.
Yes. When you say to the client, you need to get at least 45 minutes,
45 minutes to 60 minutes of sunlight every day.
single day. They look at you like,
want me to
someone asked me today, me can do a Jamaican shot of vitamin D.
Yes.
And I said, most Jamaicans are.
Yes. It's amazing.
Yes, most Jamaicans are because we are in a hot country, but we're afraid of the sun.
We're afraid of the sun and we work inside.
Yes.
And our buildings are no longer built and created for this kind of stuff. We are
it's locked
in
up.
an air-conditioned workspace for
Yes.
most of the days.
I was saying to someone on Sunday, I look at farmers who work hard. And sometimes people say it's strongy because they're out there every day in the sun. They're getting enough vitamin D to support everything else that is going on in their bodies. And sometimes The only thing maybe affecting these farmers is poor diet.
Yes.
And what they're, because the system is so, they're exercising, they're getting the fresh air, they're getting the sunlight, and when you put two or three other things together, they manage wellness so much better than most of us do.
Yes, they do. And two things I want to say with that point that you made.
Mhm.
Number one, the top jobs are sedentary jobs.
Yes.
Executive, bankers, managers. You sit down every day, you're in meeting every day, and you do not
You're
realize
in AC
that, that the job that you have is now putting you at additional risk.
So you need
And
to
so
put
it
in
means
something
you
more.
need additional lifestyle changes than most because of your type of job. That's one. Number two, the farmers and the sunlight. That was when I decided to make my transition. I met a farmer in Bamboo St. Anne whose blood pressure could not be read. I did a blood pressure 3 times and I could not get a reading. And I'm a SU nurse, so I started saying, "No, man, something is wrong with this lady." And so I did the blood pressure lower, not as it's appropriate,
but on
their hand, just to get a reading.
That is where I put it.
And while I was doing it, knowing I started doing assessment and looking at her neck to see if her neck bulging, and it was, and I'm saying this lady's blood pressure is high, it's gonna be hit the roof. When I did the blood pressure, it was like 200 over 150 something or something, and I was like freaking out. I said, "Dr. Lamley, we need to take this woman to the hospital because she's gonna have a stroke." And I was freaking out. I was like, "No, this can't be," and whatever. And she says, calm down. And I'm like, what is she talking about? We need to get this woman to the hospital. And she says, calm down. And she said to the lady, "What kind of work you do?" The lady says she's a farmer with them kind of blood pressure. It's not natural. We said, "Okay, have you had any water from there?" No. So it's first thing first was a bottle of water. So doc said to her, "Come, let's do a consultation. We're going to sit in the sun." She said, "No, I can't sit in the sun. Doctor, someone must be sitting in the sun." So I was like,
Doctor said not to sit in the sun. And you're a farmer.
Yes. So we're wondering, how can she be a farmer and not be in the sun? She goes to her farm 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning.
And come home early.
And she goes home back at 9 a.m.
Yes.
And then she goes out again at 3:30, 4 o'clock.
Yes, some of them do that.
And
yes.
then at 8, so she does not see the sun.
No get no sun.
So what do you do in the middle of the day? I'm in the house, tidying up and whatever else, and her blood pressure was through the roof. No. Do you know that she sat with the naturopathic doctor for an hour in the sun, doing the consultation and drinking water? And then she was sent back to me, the ICU nurse, registered nurse, midwife, ICU
and
nurse.
that knows.
Yeah. And when I did the blood pressure, I was floored. It was still high, but it was 150 over
Coming
90
down.
something. And I was
and
like,
that is what I have found out.
I have to say, I'm going to leave my job. Listen to me, man. If she was in the hospital, I would have give her some things.
Yes.
You understand? To get that pressure down fast. It would have affected her kidney.
Yes.
And it would have affected probably some other organs.
Yes.
But I was going to save her from a stroke. No, when I saw sunlight and water,
I remember when
it was amazing.
I remember when I was doing my journey to wellness from cancer. I had a doctor, wife and husband, but both doctors. And the wife had serious period problems. So she can hardly work. And he was having whole heap of health issues, so joint pain and all of that. And he was saying, he's not even sure, because he was looking at my faith and talking about how my faith is making me well, more than even, because I wasn't doing most of the treatment that we're doing. So looking at how the faith, my belief and my practice was helping me. And he was saying, "I don't even know why you come here. But it's necessary for you to prove that you are getting well." And so, we're talking, and then he ended up talking about his condition and his wife's challenges. And I said to him, "What time do you normally get to work?" "Before daylight." "What time do you normally get home?" "When night dark." And I said to him, "Humor me."
Yes.
Humor me.
Do the test. Let's give Jamaica that challenge.
Yes. Humor me. You're going to be drinking water continually during the day. So every now and then you're gonna take 2 mouthful, not more than 2 mouthful at a time.
Yes.
Right during the day. So have your bottle of water with you all the time. No water with chlorine. And you're gonna do that right during the day. Lunchtime, just take your lunch and go and sit outside for 45 minutes while you have your lunch, rest, relax, don't think about work. Even though the hospital falling down, you're going to take that little 45 minutes break for yourself. And tell your wife to do the same thing. And I will not call you. You will call me.
I know they would.
And when he was calling me and says, I have to touch, my wife period come and she nearly get messed up because she didn't even feel this thing that she used to feel. This thing works. I am going to start telling all he was using is more water in his diet and having sunlight.
Yes.
Nothing else.
When I learned the thing, I told that experience alone, I said, I have to leave my job. I have to leave. At that time, I weighed almost 200 pounds.
Oh, I not got you.
You understand?
I'm working on that.
And I was asthmatic.
Okay.
And I had chronic insomnia. So I was the night supervisor for years because I could not sleep. And learning this way, learning these things and putting them into practice, I found that I was sleeping. I was breathing better.
Oh, yes.
And I started shedding the weight like, whoa. And it's not about being vegan. I tell the person that I'm a health reformer because the diet is just one aspect of your journey.
Yes.
It's not the only thing that you need to do. You're a health reformer. And persons who say, boy, I don't like the vegan thing and I can't manage the vegan thing, I say to them, okay, fine. Use your own meals.
Yes.
But use the principles.
Yeah, use the principles.
Use the principles. So, okay, so if you're going to have chicken, do country fowl chicken with no hormones in there. You know what I mean?
Remove the fat. Remove
the fat. Don't use oil.
Yes.
Don't do these things. Use the principle, the health principle that we are teaching you.
Yes.
And when they begin to get the results, you know what start happening? They are empowered to
continue.
Try. No, we have a vegan restaurant in New Kingston. And every day that vegan restaurant is packed. I don't hope no police not listening. But that's the only place I see double parking go on. You understand what I'm saying? Right? They say, no, don't tell them. No, but if they come in, they will buy lunch. And even at the start of COVID, when persons were being sent home, persons were working from home, you had persons sending to get their lunch.
Okay.
Because we don't believe in horrible tasting food. We believe that food should taste good. And so we do pastry without sugar. You understand?
Yes.
And we do awesome meals. We have a Aki pizza that is going runner-up, you know, and we have a Hawaiian pizza thing, and it's all vegan. We do breads on Monday, so you can get your oats bread, you can get your flat bread, and when the bread comes, the bread just going off the shelf like that. People are embracing new methods, and what we tell them is that food should taste good.
Of course.
And if you don't know how to cook it good, we run cooking classes. We will teach you how to cook vegan food good.
One of the things I have found out, though, people find it kind of easier to accept the diet than the other part of the lifestyle changes that they need to go. Some persons they don't go the full vegan way, but they'll go the vegetarian style transition. They will transition into it a little easier than making the other lifestyle sacrifices that they need to make. I say to persons, don't call me after a certain time of the evening because you're not going to get me.
Right.
I seldom use my phone at 9 o'clock.
Right.
Seldom. And most time when I'm doing my phone at 9 o'clock is because I might have some persons who I need to talk with late because I want to guide them in praying the right way to go to sleep and all of that. And I might send a few messages to some persons who I know wouldn't have gotten the message early on. But between 8:39, I am coming down.
That's your winding down time.
I am coming down into me time. And then between 9 to 10 o'clock, I am working on getting to sleep by 10 o'clock.
Listen,
it's a sacrifice for me to live like that, but it's a decision I made.
It's a decision, and a lot of persons who are having sleeping issues, they don't realize that rest is important.
Yeah, and some persons can't sleep because they don't rest before they go to sleep. They just want to drop asleep.
Yes.
And then drop asleep tired.
Yes.
And wake up tired.
And but the key thing though is the winding down.
Yes.
There is so many different times for different stuff. We have work time, we have school time, we have church time, we have, and oftentimes there's no me time.
No me time, no rest time.
And there's no worship time.
And some persons too, when you say to them to rest, just sit down and relax, they mentally, because of where they are, they can't relax because they feel like they're idling.
Yes.
I should be doing something at this time.
That was one of my challenges. I did not know how to stop.
Mm-hmm.
I was always working. So if I'm sitting down resting, God, there's so many things that I need to do.
Mm-hmm.
I need to call that client. I need to do that.
Yes.
I need to order that. I need to. So you're not resting. Mm-hmm. You're thinking about all the other stuff. And I'm saying, even it was yesterday I had to say to a client, I said, listen, God wants some time with you.
Oh, yes.
So it's when you can't sleep, I want you to repeat these words. Lord, what do you want to say to me tonight?
Yes.
And reason with the father, as a friend. I'm having challenges with the sleeping thing. Just talk to him like your daddy.
And he will work it out.
You understand? But this worrying about me not being able to sleep and
you ever know?
My wife gone sleep, leave me, and my husband gone sleep.
It's like a rat on a wheel because you want to go to sleep, but you're worrying about not going to sleep, and you're worrying about not going to sleep because you can't go to sleep. And so you keep going around in that cycle. While if you just relax your mind,
just relax and do something that you like. You will fall Many asleep. Persons don't know what they like. Mm-mm. They like a lot of things that their friend like or the husband like, but what makes you happy? You like to read a book?
And most women, a lot of women, not most, but a lot of women have that problem.
Yeah, especially when
they have no
children.
Identity outside of
work.
First, I was my mother's child, my father's child. Then I became somebody else's mother, somebody husband. And you have even the way some women would introduce themselves when they go out to people. Sometimes tells you who and how they look at themselves. I am ex-wife.
Yes. Somebody can come to mind, especially
stress it. Yes. And I am Mrs. So and so. Yeah. You don't just tell you I am so and so, and it's what they say. But you're John's wife.
Yeah.
Or because even me, if I mention my husband, because it's important to the conversation because of what he does, and I might want you to realize that you could give me a little quicker help because of who he is.
Right.
But I remember once I was invited to a function in my own capacity to do a presentation. My husband was invited in his own capacity to do what he does. When we got to the function, somebody said, okay, Mr. and Mrs. I said, hello, no. I was invited here. We only come together. So you have to say to the person that invited me that X is here and X is here. Because they need to know that we are both here separately. Right. So, but I said, and she was saying, you see, I'm proud of your husband. And I'm saying to her, yes, I am proud of him. That's why we come together. However, I am here in my own. But you should be proud to be Mrs. So and so and so and so. I said to her, you are missing the point. My identity does not begin because he's my husband. But is your better half? I said, that is the problem in this country. We have too much half people that walk up and down. I am a whole person married to another whole strong person.
And we complement each
and
other.
And the Bible never said half and half become one. It says one and one becomes one. So half and half people don't make one whole a family. It makes brokenness.
Yes.
And so when... And I am guilty of that now as a mother. You would go out with money in your pocket because you need a pair of shoes. Mm-hmm. When you go home, the money finished. Did you get a pair of shoes?
No, you buy shoes for the children, tie for the husband, everything else, and we lose
ourselves. And that leads to illness also.
It does. And we have many women who are stressed because they have not made any me time. They have not had a time when you know that the children say, no, it's mommy's time. Mommy's resting. Mm-hmm. Or the husband said, no, Joan is unavailable.
Yes, she's
resting. And they know that this is your time.
Yes.
And we need to embrace that in the family.
Yes.
Where each person can have their time to do their
individual time.
So it develops their individuality.
Mm-hmm.
So when they go out, they know who they are.
And also when you come back together, you're stronger.
Yes, you are.
Because it's two people who know exactly who they are. And sometimes you have men who... I have had the accusation of people not knowing that I'm married because now we ain't no ring or nothing, and say... And I remember one gentleman tell me one day, woman like you gonna have it hard to get a man. Because you know who you are, you are strong, you are independent.
Yes.
And we are saying to our women, be strong, be independent. Your right partner will come along.
Yes.
A weak man will never manage you, so he will tell you that you never get nobody else because he realizes that he can't manage you.
But guess what happened to? When our women learn to have this time for themselves where they learn who they are
and be strong,
then they raise better children
and better boys and girls.
No, there is the boys part I want to stop at. Because when the boys, a strong woman knows that she needs a husband, or that her son needs a male figure. And that she can't do both roles effectively.
Listen to me. Don't get me going on Mother's Day. Come here. People say,
you understand?
Happy Father's Day to my mother who fathered me.
No.
You had an awesome, strong mother.
And that awesome, strong mother should have identified whether it's an uncle or a husband, which is her husband, or a male figure.
Some male figure.
A friend, somebody, a teacher, somebody, a pastor, elder, somebody. Who would have been a male figure for your child. Or boys need men to groom them, and a strong woman knows that, right? It's not taken away from the fact that.
And when a woman is also strong, she gives her man the strength to be strong.
To be strong is not boy, no way want. No, you're gonna
you're gonna
give him strength to know what he wants. And when you learn to bring up better boys, then we will get stronger men.
Yes.
And then the woman won't have problem saying that he's a mama's boy, or he doesn't know what he wants, or is this or is that. Why? He had a strong mother who know how to grow him up in the fear of God, and who also identify some male around who she said, could you mentor my son? Could you have a boy-to-boy talk with him? He's coming to that age. A woman knows that she needs to do that for her son.
Yes.
You understand? Fathers do it. Yes. They will say, my daughter is going to pre-birth cancer.
Men are more willing. Men are more willing to reach out to females to assist them with the growing of their girls than women are willing to reach out for support to grow their boys. And I have realized that. The men will tell you, I learned to plait the hair. I learned to iron the uniform. But miss, I can't do certain things.
Yes.
And they might not call the word, but you know where they're going. Yeah. So you can talk to my daughter every now and then. I have fathers who used to send their daughters to my house on Sundays just to come visit, but they know it's more than that when they come. Are going to be coming
They have
here and having that
identified
conversation.
a woman figure
Yes.
that is going to play the role of a surrogate mom. And oftentimes our women don't do that.
It's true.
And how it breaks down their health.
It's true.
Because that son that is being reared without a male figure
stress you.
Yes.
If you want,
and it's going to stress some women later on in the future.
It's going to become a stress to society.
You understand? So our women need to embrace their strongness and realize that a male figure is needed.
And it's part of your wellness journey.
Part of the wellness journey.
And the reason why I made it so broad is because I want us to understand that everything we do
affects our
wellness.
Yes. Wellness is a continuum. As you said, it's not an event. It is a combination of different things. And so often, just little things affect our health. Little things.
Just little things.
Little things.
Just not drinking enough water today.
Just not drinking enough water.
And you have a headache.
You pop a pill
and your papa,
realize that.
I'm going to say your papa pill, and then your papa pill and the pill have side effects. So it start to give you stomach problem.
Yes.
And then you take an antacid, which is going to give you some other problem to your kidney and your liver. And before you know it, you have a full-blown health challenge kept going on.
You did not trace it back to the fact that you didn't drink any
water. I assume it was just some water.
Or, better yet, you're going to bed late.
That is the one. I remember when I was studying and I thought I had to go to bed late because I had to put in all the work before I go to my bed. I realized I was not getting out back as much as I was putting in.
Yes.
When I go back to going, yes, I have all this pile of homework because I'm doing 3 different courses at the same time. Foolish me. However, I put down everything when it is time to go to sleep and I go to my bed and sleep. And I normally say to people, I'm a morning person. So see, when we wake up all 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, I can move the mountain.
And we've had awesome testimony about that. I remember we were doing a presentation in Geisel, St. Catherine. And it was a nightly thing. And about the 3rd or the 4th night, we had a testimony from a college student. He was going to UTech at the time, who began to embrace what we were teaching. So we thought that go to bed at 9:30. And he was saying, but that's when we just reach home. We thought, don't eat at that time. You eat 3 hours before your meal. So his last meal is at 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock. But he's saying, but that's when I'm just on my way home. I must eat at that time. And this was what we were presenting. And he said, all right then. He's going to try it. And on the 4th night, he stood up to say that the thing works.
It works.
So he stopped eating at 6. And when he reached home at 9, despite the fact that he needed to study, he went to bed. Now, the first thing that he said happened to him was that he woke up without the alarm clock.
Yes.
He woke up without his alarm clock. And
I have an alarm clock. I don't even know where it is.
It was years that didn't happen to him. And he woke up without his alarm clock. And he woke up not groggy, not I need some more sleep. No,
he
popped out of bed. And the second thing that he said happened to him was that he remembered things more. So he decided to do an experiment. So it happened to him 2 nights. So the next night, now he decides, so well, he might eat at 6 o'clock because he wants to see if this thing here work. And he might go in bed after 10. And he did that and he didn't wake up the morning.
Good.
His alarm clock woke him up. And so he was there standing up, testifying that he is going to tell all his friends that this is the way to study. This is what we're teaching them. And he has tried it and it worked.
It works.
So what we tell to college students, don't worry about your exam. When it comes, the brain repairs itself between the hours of 10 p.m. and 2 a.m.
Yes.
When you get those sleep, it's like you've doubled your sleep time.
Yes.
So don't worry about the exam. Don't worry about nothing at all. When it comes to 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock, that's when you want to sleep. Wake up after that and study
do what you have to
You'll
do.
be amazed.
And you're able to retain more.
Yes, you will. It's proven. It has been
I
proven.
have proven it. I have been,
It has been proven.
I've been studying forever and a day. This is she laughing. I'm always doing a course. See, I'm doing the course with you guys now.
Yes.
I'm always trying to improve who I am. And one of the reasons why I'm able to do that and stay well and heal from illnesses that I've been experiencing, healing from stroke, healing from cancer, healing from this, because I practice these things. And I find, if though, and that's another thing now, I might go to my bed on time and I wake up on time, but I stress myself with other things that put, and the body interprets everything as stress.
As stress.
That is too much for it to handle.
Once you're not doing temperance,
So that's,
law.
you know, I'm leading to that. I like how you read me well.
No. Temperance is basically doing, it's a balance.
Yes.
Doing the good things all the time and avoiding the bad things all the time. Not some of the time. And when persons tell me that, well, a little bad won't hurt you, I will always say to them, if you know that this is cyanide, can I give you just a little bit every now and then? They say, no. I said, why? Say it's poison. I said, well, that is what you're doing when you do the bad things some of the time.
Yes. And I normally say to my Christian friends, if you are doing anything at all and you have to say, God understands, you have just sinned. You have just sinned, and you're trying to justify. And I guarantee that God understands. God understands that you did not trust him enough to do what he says you're to do the right way, and that he will work it out.
It's a weird thing.
Very.
When you're sitting in a chair, you don't shake the chair and test it out to
if
see
it can
if it's
hold
firm enough.
You just go and sit down.
You sit.
Most people, me normally check a chair, I'm afraid I drop. Julia, we tell
when you're going on a bus,
you
don't say to the driver, do you have a license? Let me see a license.
I know that. It's when me they got friend and I've been to some far places and I don't even know who flying the plane.
You don't ask this question. So we exercise trust in these things. But when it comes to trust that the Lord who created us, who molded us, knows what he's talking about. And when he says, do this and do that.
And don't do that.
No, sir, it can't write. That can't write. No, but it is.
It is. And we believe in shortcuts. Oh my goodness.
There is no shortcut. The part that has been outlined for us, there's an awesome journey for us to take. There are some things we need to learn that's going to impact our lives and impact other person's life if we will allow it.
Amen. It is so true.
But so often we don't allow it because we want the money now.
Of course, why not?
We want everything now. And the Lord is waiting on you. You're not waiting on God to provide the funds for college. You're not waiting on God for the wife. You're not waiting on God for the husband. You're not waiting on God to heal you. He is waiting on you to trust him.
That's all.
To just say, Lord, this is the body that you made. You fix it. You said that I'm not supposed to go hungry. I'm not going to be without stuff. So you provide it. And you say, all right then. You want to neighbor them say that me don't have no money. Me don't have no money to forgive me. All right then. And when you say that, I've proven it. When you say that, and you sit down and wait for the embarrassment. Not an embarrassment.
You know,
because the Lord provides.
I have said to the Lord, I remember my friend and myself, we were working on something and it was proving difficult. And if it did not happen in a certain way, it would cause embarrassment. But my friend was worried and she was saying, you know what? I said to her, listen to me. We have spoken to God, right?
Yeah.
He knows what we need, right? And she said, but suppose, I said, listen to me. I have already prayed. I asked God to work it out and I tell God something. And she said, what did you tell? I tell God that I am praying a certain prophet prayer. And she said, what do you mean? I said, I have said to God, you need to do this for me or else the world is going to say her God
Yes.
could not
Not
help
help
her.
Yeah.
So, Lord, I am not only asking you to help me because I need this help, it's because your name will be honored by
By this
helping
helping.
me. And God answered.
Yes.
And she said, but you're presumptuous. I said, no,
No.
he told me that
Before
it is
you
okay
ask.
for me
Mhm.
to come to him boldly. You know, I say faithfully, because
Yeah.
there's a difference.
Yes.
But boldly. And he also tells me that while I am thinking about it, he
was
heard.
answering your question.
And while I am asking him, he have already sent the answer.
Yeah, but some of us treat God like a sugar daddy.
But that's the
We
next thing
want it
again.
no.
Yes. But we
So
don't want to hold up our end of the
you
bargain.
know, no. So evening prayer.
Yeah.
There was this pastor who said that him have some members in the church who are stick up artists. They are gunmen and gunwomen, and
A
I
whole
was
up
wondering
God.
what is he talking about. And we go down on our knees and we say, Lord, you say you know the situation. Help, Father. I'm putting it in your hands to deliver me from this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And you pray, you write. And then when you get up from your need and you're on your way through the church door or you're at home,
Mm-hmm.
you say, Lord, give me back my problem.
I have to take your
And you
time.
take it back, give me back my problem. So you're no longer allowing the Lord to work it
But
out.
we have to help him.
Of course. We can't. We're going to feel helpless if we don't help him. We forget that he knows this thing. What?
You know, and I really lead us down this part because before we end this evening, I want us to learn what trusting God is all about. And God is a kind of God where how I liken God is going up into a plane, looking out and deciding to jump because somebody tell you they're going to catch you and believe them and jump. That's the God we serve. We don't need to be presumptuous,
Yeah.
but we need to be very trusting.
We need to be trusting.
And I have been teaching, and it's funny enough that you have to teach people even sometimes how to pray. And how
righteousness and trust and being a Christian, people take it for granted that
it's a learned journey.
but it's a learning experience.
It's a learned
People ought to
journey.
be taught
Yes.
what Christianity means because they don't know.
They don't
have
know.
a
They don't
false sense of
understand it.
impression
Yeah.
what it is. They need to be taught how to speak to God, how to connect with Him as how I connect with you,
Yes.
because they believe that, oh, Holy Father, and they
Yes.
do not understand that I
People
can
need
say
to understand serving God
what it means.
different from religion.
Yes.
We tend to teach religion
And not service.
and not serving
not
to-
seeing
how-
God
how to
as a
serve God.
friend.
That is it. Some people come to the church or come to God, as they will put it, whichever church they go to, out of fear of hell instead of love of heaven.
But
So it's not because you love God why you're coming. You're coming because you're afraid of what He might do to you if you don't come.
Yeah, but look here.
And then that still is not a form of change. So it don't give you
Listen,
no
have you been in
promises.
love?
Oh yes, girl.
And you think about that person all the time.
And you tell everybody about the person.
And you talk about that person
Yes.
all the time.
Some of us have self we love, so we talk about ourselves all
If
the
not
time.
even that.
Yes.
But what I'm saying, if you've had that love experience, anybody who has ever been in love,
Yes.
whether your parents in love or whatever, you're always talking about mommy this and the teacher at school and or pastor this or Johnny this or Mary this, and you're in this love thing. It never dawned on you once that this person is gonna let you down. It doesn't dawn on you.
Just a moment. I'm just saying good evening to my friends, reminding you that you're listening to Healing Moments on Fit FM 96.7, brought to you by Wellness in Motion. I want to big up all our listeners this evening. And for those of our listeners that are on Facebook, for the ones I can see, we want to welcome you. Thank you, Levine, for telling us that it's a great topic and it's a learning process. Good evening, Zena. Good evening, Avis. And good evening, Avis. I have two Avis online. Good evening, Rose. And Joyce, I did not miss your early good night. Yes, I saw it. Good evening, Lisa, Arlene, and rose a number of persons again. I want to big up all of you that I'm seeing on this platform, and I'm quite sure there are others on the other platform that I'm not seeing. So good evening to all of us as we continue to talk about your wellness. It's a conversation that will continue, and I want you to tune in because we have mentioned a number of the aspects of wellness now, and in future programs, we're going to break them down individually and tell you how to practice this into your life. Because wellness, as I tell you, Healing Moments is about holistic wellness, and we want a well nation for 2021.
Amen.
We want a well world for 2021. We are not telling you that if you practice a holistic lifestyle, you will not die. What we are telling you is that while you will live well.
Praise.
And that's what we are promising you.
Yes.
That practicing what God asks you to do and living the way He recommends that we do will give you a fulfilled, profitable life. And we are not going to go on for very much longer because I am mindful that my guests will have to get back home.
Yes.
And I do not want them to run afoul of the law. But just before Camille leave us, give us a little wind-up word of guidance where holistic wellness is concerned and the benefits of just living right.
When you live right, when you do a holistic approach to your life, it fixes your health, it fixes your family, it fixes work, it fixes church, it fixes the society. Because you now see persons differently, you understand that person who snap at you, they might be stressed.
Yes.
And you're not going to add to the stress by snapping at them. You
Not
might
at
say,
all.
you never get no sunlight yesterday. That's
Yeah.
why you're going. So,
Yes.
sleep last night. And it affects every area of your life. So it can only make you a better person. What we're promoting is a health reform in life, a lifestyle of change. When the doctor gives you a death sentence that you have to be on a pill for lifetime, we are saying to you, change your lifestyle and remove that death sentence.
And you put it perfectly. Doctor promised me 6 months over 15 years ago. The doctor that promised me 6 months is dead. I am still here. I did not accept his offer. I chose to do a life transformation, and I am here today, still transforming, still working on me, and I don't think I'll stop working on me because I always need to do a little better than I have been doing. I fall back on a lot of stuff, and I'm catching up again and doing my journey, doing it right. And that is what I like about a holistic lifestyle. When you drop off, you pick up and you go on again. It's a lifestyle. I don't do diet programs, and I normally say to clients, if you're coming to me to fit into your dress, wrong person, check another lifestyle coach. If you're coming to have a well life, put something in practice that you can do for the rest of your life, you're talking to the right person. So I thank Camille for coming in this evening. It has been an awesome evening. I didn't realize how time have been going. So I wanted to listen to a little music as we transition and as we set Camille free to go home before the COVID time. So we're going to transition a little bit as you listen to this.
Every time you see me clapping my hands, I'm just praising the Lord. Oh, every time you see me clapping my hands, I'm just praising the Lord. Every time you see me clapping my hands, I am not thanking and not bragging over this land. Every time you see me clapping my hands, I'm just praising the Lord. Every time you see me clapping my hands, I'm just praising the Lord. Every time you see me clapping my hands, I'm just praising the Lord. Every time you see me clapping my hands, thanking thanking Him for bringing me over this land. Every time you see me clapping my hands, I'm just praising the
So you hear it right here on Healing Moments. The wellness journey starts and it takes discipline, but God will guide you. This evening, for my affirmation, I want to read to you from one of my earlier guests some time ago, Self-Nurturing Thoughts 7x7 by Caroline Temple Anderson. Still go out and support her book. It's really a good read. I am reading to you this evening from chapter 4, and I'm reading about fostering, nurturing self-care. And I'm reading from page 45. Remember now, it is Nurturing Thoughts 7x7 by Caroline Temple Anderson. You can go out and support her. And what she have here this evening, her reading is from Ecclesiastes 3:1-3. It says, "To everything there's a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up." And her reading says, "I know that my divine source gives me wisdom to know the time, the season, and the reason to sow, toil, and harvest. I know and accept that change is nature's way of replenishing and renewing. Therefore, I prepare for and embrace changes. My attitude reflects a clear understanding that my life is a process of loving, learning, and planning. Because change is a constant, so I will always be creating and reinventing myself." And then she gives you the challenge to write, what do you know and accept about self-care? This evening, we have shared with you a little bit of how you can journey to wellness by taking care of yourself. We're asking you to embrace this new lifestyle. The only person that you will benefit more than everybody else by doing what is right is yourself. And the spin-off from that is that you'll have healthy family life and healthy relational lives with everybody else around you because you have learned to journey to wellness of self. It's goodbye from Healing Moments this evening on Fit FM 96.7, your life, your music. I want you to remember, wellness is a journey that we all can take together. And Healing Moments is here to help you. And I will say, blessed be until next week as you listen to this while we transition out.
Every time you see me clapping my hands, I'm just praising the Lord. Oh, every time you see me clapping my hands, I'm just praising the Lord. Every time you see me clapping my hands, I am thanking Him for bringing over this land. Every time you see me clapping my hands,